Wino was what brought him to the room. Um, Winery refinement or rehab is what set them free from the room. Um, but it seems like he had been drinking a little bit too much because he finds himself on the cross with blurred vision. He don't even know who his mother
Mm.
and his brother. And for real, they came and said that your auntie and your uncle. I don't know where he get get the mother and brother from. If if you deal with the text deductively, yeah, I'm not sure if he's sober from vinegar, or if he's like delusional from like the drink beforehand, or the hit times 12 that he took to the head. Um, it's not the ideal picture where we find him at in this moment of Mark chapter, what was it, chapter 3.
3,
But
yes.
see, but that seems a little out of character because that's too early for the cross. But that's too late for him not to know where he's going. So but most of the time, like that's where people catch you at. Where I know who you are. I know you playing me, but I don't know your full intent of how far this game is gonna go. But see now, if we play it the right way, did then I may end up hurting how you feel just by my being real. Who is? You got to deal with it deductively, doc. Because
Yeah,
folk will come here and try
yeah.
and play on your top as if you've been drinking. No, you ain't tipsy. It ain't that you crazy. It's just that some stuff I let slip by me because if I brought light to everything that offended me, some people wouldn't even like me. Less talking about deal with me or talk to me. Is that I just pretend like I don't know who in front of me.
Right, right. Yeah. They have to realize not to get caught up, hung up on the fact that, like you said, I let some stuff slide past me because it's not important. But I do know, I do know that at a certain point you have to nip it in the bud. You have to bring it to a halt, bring it to a head. You have to cut it off. You have to
Yeah,
stop it because once you give them an inch,
they're trying to be
they try and
human.
take the world. So right. So I know that letting stuff pass is is vital. That's for that's for
Oh yeah.
our salvation. That's so we don't get too wrapped up and caught up in. But we need to plant foot to ground. You give out you kind of said that plant foot ground and figure out or excuse me, plant foot to ground and let them see how
Hmm.
deeply we are rooted in Yahweh. Because I may let some stuff slide, but he's not. You wonder why certain attributes, certain aspects of life are starting to change and starting to be hell on earth when you came into like the picture. But I've been telling you from Jump Street from the beginning,
Hmm.
I am a child of the Most High. Certain people don't
Hmm.
even need to be around me because they are doing nothing but playing. And God said,
Oh, good
don't touch
God.
his people. The the ideas, the manipulations, the schemes, the plots, the planning. the playing, all of that stuff that was thought about, was schemed about, was whatever. God said, Yahweh said, don't you dare. I will destroy your world for you messing with my people.
Listen, when you play over a child of God, let me just run down a few instances of what may happen to you. In your freedom march, yes. You'll find yourself wondering for 40 years just because you played the validity of a child of God, Moses. In your captivity, you'll find yourself praying, God, send us back to Pharaoh who can kill us rather than being in freedom to walking to the promised land. Let me tell you what playing on a child of God would do. It'll make somebody smaller than you, weaker than you, who's less than you, who ain't as mighty as you, who is a shepherd boy on the town, who you don't even find part of your radar, kill you. Let me tell you what playing on a child of God would do for you. It'll put you in predicaments where you'll be counted high and be brought low. It'll put you in places that you will own, but then will own no more. It'll make you come to situations that you thought you counted yourself in, but God will tell you, out of my land you shall go. Let me tell you what playing on the heads of people of God would do for folk who don't know no better. It's a place you ought not visit. Ask Satan, they threw him out. Ask Job, they put him out. Ask anybody who stands on the side of God. Said some people, some folks, some children you ought not play with because my daddy don't play about us.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, Yahweh. You say I came prepared to fight? No, brother. We both in this ring. I didn't know that this was a tag team match against the enemy, the ruler of this world, the deceiver, the deceptions. I did not realize that we were preventing people from stewing in salvation. I didn't realize that we were live concepting ourselves through. Lord have mercy. These people, they have no idea. They have no idea.
I mean, it's good. It's good that they don't know. It's good if you listen. If you're hearing me on this morning, on tonight, whatever day or time it is, if you have gotten to this point, hear this. It's good. It's good that you don't know the power that you have just by being a child of God. It's good. If we released half of what we knew unto you about how special you were to God, you be a arrogant son of a. But let me tell you, you already a little bit highfalutin already, and you ain't even got much. If I told you how much God valued you, it would change your perspective on every little detail about you. You walk different, you breathe different, you handle folk who try to handle you differently. Here's how I know that. Because who God calls, when you realize what the calling is, God protects it by any means necessary in it. Well, he'll even kill folk that think that they connected to you because they love you, try to play you, thinking you got blinders on you. He says, who is? Let me tell you, ain't nobody unexpendable. Ain't nobody untouchable. Prove it. Jesus looked at his mama and his brother in the face. Who is my mama and my brother? Listen, don't play with God's children, because God will come look you straight in the face himself and be like, I ain't even make this and made everything. I don't know who this is and named everything. I don't even know where they come from and placed everything. If you only knew how God valued you, you'd never undervalue you by letting people play you. This is right. Don't play with his people. He said, touch not With your mind, don't touch them. With your willpower, don't touch them. With your words, don't please, literally, don't ever put your hands on them. Just don't touch them though. Nice reminder.
Yeah,
Just a reminder.
because they just reaping.
Oh,
They
come
they
on,
just gonna
big.
be reaping what they've sowed. Don't don't try and sew me up. Don't try and shut me up. Don't try and
Come on.
shut me down because
Woo.
they nailed my hands, they nailed my feet, but you
Yes,
should have
sir. Yes, sir.
nailed
Yes, sir.
my mouth.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Should have nailed
Tell
my
them
mouth.
why.
The reason why is because
Tell them why.
I can pray. I can speak the advantages and the lifestyle and the blessings.
Yes.
I can pray to the Most High to get me out. I can
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
perfect the glory and
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
magnificence of the one that I serve. I can send prayers to. I can bless.
Yes, sir.
I can
yes, sir.
love.
Yes, sir.
I can be merciful.
Right.
I can be
That's right. That's yeah.
right.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because of because the one of who I serve. So while you're too busy from one hand to the next, from one foot to the next, from one side, from trying to plot and plan and scheme,
jeez,
I've been praying. You've been praying on me, but I've been praying for you.
That's good. What's the difference?
Someone who's praying on someone, they're just looking for their moment to pounce. They're like a ravenous animal. Something that probably wouldn't even make it onto the boat of, or excuse me, the Ark of Noah. A prayer, though, someone who prays for someone is going to be on the other side, not having to endure the weather because he's already endured it. He doesn't even see the flood. He sees just God. He sees the power, the might, the awesomeness. So he doesn't worry about weather. He doesn't whine. He doesn't get caught up on mothers and brothers because he knows his family. That's what someone who prays is.
They said a family that prays together is a family that stays together.
Yeah.
And I know we don't really talk about prayer a lot. Because really, I think one of the actions of denominational faith that is uplifted but not really taught on is the value or validity of prayer. Where really there is only one example in scripture that Jesus depicts, not in practice, but in portrayal. This is how you should pray. It's a scripture that we really don't deal with because we believe everybody knows the Lord's Prayer. But I think he doesn't really set example, but he sets instance. On every time that you do this, do it just like this. I think we miss that. But you said that this is the lifestyle of somebody who prays. So if you're setting up the lifestyle for me, that you got, I want to live prosperous, healthy, happy, and peacefully.